Hey guys, welcome back to another Embossing Folder Friday video. For the month of June, our theme is summer. So the embossing folder that I chose today was this one with the ladybugs. There you go. So I went ahead and cut a couple card mats in white and embossed those. In this one, I'm going to adhere to a piece of black cardstock as my card base, actually. And let's see here. Now with this black card base, of course, I am going to need to add a small sheet of white inside the card as well, just so it is easy to use a regular ink pen to sign or write a little note inside this card. So I have that cut down, and this is the same size as the piece of paper that I embossed. It is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that in. Usually I wait until the card is all finished, but I just happen to have these little pieces sitting here, so decided I would go ahead and add that in. And I'm going to make you two versions of this card today. This first one is pretty simple. Today I'm using this Just a Note die. This comes from Pink and Main, and it is a set that includes the outline, the bubble. But today I'm just using the sentiment itself. And I went ahead and cut black and red. So for this version of the card, I'm just going to simply glue these two guys together a little bit offset, just to make a bit of a shadow. So I think what I'm going to do is glue it, is first line them up, and then what I want to do is pull the back, so this black piece, down just a tiny bit, and then over to the right just a tiny bit, to create a bit of a shadow. So something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this. And you can see that this is a pretty simple design, but I wanted to go ahead and continue to play on the theme of ladybugs. And in order to do that, I am using the red and the black cardstock together. So again, when I set this down, I'm going to try to get it a little bit offset, just so it looks like there's a little bit of a shadow. So if they were even, I would push this one up and to the left just a little bit. I want a shadow, but I don't want it to look too much like I have two. I don't want it to look really double. I just want to add a little bit of a shadow back there. So that looks pretty good. I do have a little bit of art glitter glue here on the front, but that's going to dry clear and dry matte, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball where I'm going to put this. And just to add a little bit of something, I went ahead and punched 2 circles with my, I think this is a 1-inch circle punch, and I made 2 very thin, very short little strips of paper in black. And so I am going to glue these little strips to these dots. And before I glue my sentiment down, I'm going to just kind of take a look at where I can add these to give a little bit more of that ladybug illusion. I think that's pretty good. So let's see. One is going to be off of this part. Of the U. And this one would be in this direction. So I don't want it too tall. So I don't want to cover up too much more of my embossing folder. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to take this one. Let's see. This at a little bit more of an angle, possibly. And then for this one, just gonna glue it towards the top of the S, just like that. I think it's okay if they're not at the same height. I went ahead and pulled this one off, and I'm just going to glue it a little higher. And I'm just going to glue this down. For this card, I had considered adding some of the smaller sequins, the ones that are almost like confetti, but I didn't really like the way that they had to be centered on the letter in order to not kind of bleed over, and I didn't want it to be too distracting. So this card is done. And then I went ahead and created a second one. But this time I used my 3-inch hole punch, circle punch, and I added a body to my ladybug. And so this has the same embossing folder, and it's kind of just in the same style, but I added the circle in the background to give the illusion of a little bug body. And that's what I have for you today. Thanks for watching another video. I hope that everyone is well. Please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. I started doing lives recently, and so if you have your notifications on, it will notify you when I go live to do a project where you can craft with me. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Don't forget, safety first.